up, Die Nation? I'm EDM producer TYLR. Let's react to some music, shall we? Here we go.
Take me higher. Take me higher. Take me higher.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to my channel. Today, we're gonna dive into some more Ren, because I actually just saw that he posted a new, what is he calling it? Money game video. It looks like this is kind of like a series of his. So I believe today, or like recently, he posted Money Game 3. So I decided, well, instead of just starting with 3 going backwards, why don't I start with the very first original and then go number 2, then number 3, and go in the proper order it should be done. So that's what we're gonna do today. We're gonna start I guess this little money game series of his, and hopefully it's gonna be really good. Hopefully you guys are enjoying it. If so, then I'll obviously do number 2 and 3 also. So yeah, before we get started, guys, I just wanted to say real quick, if you guys really like the content I'm posting here on my YouTube channel, if you want to support me a little bit more and join an awesome community, head over to my Patreon, become a patron today, and join the building community that we have over there, and donate however much you want to support me, because it's open donation, and if you do, I will greatly appreciate it. I will love you guys forever. Now, let's dive into some Ren, shall we? Here we go. Alrighty, you know what we're here for. Ren, what you got for us? Let's do this. Here we go. Bam.
It's a strange time we're living in. War can put fear in. Hierarchy parties, they make us feel inferior. Greed runs through parliament interiors. Devils walk among us, they fit the criteria. Eerie theory, strife, fearing, weary-minded men, when we're clearly living in dictatorships, nearly blinded by illusions to choose who's fooling who. A ball chained to your shoes on pain. It's a crying shame. The pursuit of our own wealth lights a flame that makes greed a game that lets this whole war burn. As the world turns, the whole world burns. But money was invented for trade, but now those bits of paper twist hearts, make slaves, turns a saint into a sinner, a child into a killer. His finger on the trigger of a money game. Oh, rain, 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 a storm it comes our way, and those who rise through distorted lies, poison in the veins, but we like to point the blame, 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 blame. It's easier to blame, but point the mirror at ourselves. We're all part of this old money game. Stop. Dear Mr. President, it's evident that everyone's a resident of fear when they support these ideas to keep us separate, when they make us believe that everybody is coming to terrorize you in the streets. They say proudly through gritted teeth, it's my right to hate, that's freedom of speech. But when did freedom become a reason to hate? A way to justify a racist slur or insult we make? There's an irony in freedom, cause us in the way we have pillaged and plundered the murder like savages, colonized all of the rest. That's called hypocrisy. Preach a certain value that you never keep yourselves. Your country was in flames, you denigrate yourselves in a second. Still you spit your venom, demonizing immigrants, when really you're the immigrant, cause all of us are immigrants or descended from immigrants. Irony is imminent, I'll shed the light on immigrants. America was colonized by Britain. Britain, it was colonized by Rome, and also colonized by the Saxons. They were German, by the way. You know how people throw shade upon the Germans because of history's pain, and yet we made the same mistakes all again. Demonize a whole people, Jewish or Muslim, the same and the same. Old situations play on repeat, the same old TV shows repeat. Yeah, we worship the bleak, our opinions aren't our own, and we follow like sheep. There's no left, there's no right, in the middle we sleep. Rain, 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 rain.
Okay, first of all, hang on. Let me go back because we're about to go into the chorus again. I genuinely actually just forgot for a minute there that I was reacting. Like right before I went to pause, I was like, "Wait, I have a camera on me. I need to be saying something." I guess I was just so like drawn in by what he was talking about and just wanting to like hear what he had to say that I completely forgot to even like try to like comprehend or like put together like what I think was what he's saying here. But it was interesting. It's like he's kind of talking about almost like how like almost like it was interesting. He's almost changed course. At first, it seemed like he was going to go down the route of saying like, oh, money has like led us to greed because money can turn like a good person into a bad person because if money falls in the wrong hands, then then it might be used in a bad way or something like that. But now I'm almost wondering money game. Maybe now he's talking more about like he was almost saying like he was saying like dear Mr. President or something like that, and almost like addressing him now. So maybe he's saying that the money game is almost like maybe like the government is the money game, where they're like the ones who have the money, if you will, and they almost are using that to like manipulate. Like he was saying, like the idea of saying like, oh, there's racism in the world today, but we all come from immigrants. And he was saying like, like Britain or America was colonized by Britain, and Britain was colonized by Rome. So it's like it's weird that we have this, and then he's saying like about Germans, like how we like look at them in this bad way after like one little mistake or whatnot, and like of course that I'm not going to get into that. That was obviously way more than just a little mistake, but like I'm trying to basically say here, essentially he's saying like look, like we've all made mistakes and stuff or whatnot, we've all kind of should be able to move past that, but yet racism's still in the world today, even though we all come from different cultures. We all, like for me, for example, I have German in my ancestors. I have Irish. I have probably some, maybe even Italian. I have American Indian. So it's like, I'm not really fully American. There's nobody out there who's actually fully American, like the only people who can really say like they're like fully, a certain blood would be probably like someone who's like Asian or something like that, but like anybody who's like essentially like the stereotypical white person, probably has like, European descent in them, even someone like even someone like Ren here, where he's English, he probably has some kind of like Irish in him. Maybe he might have a little bit of like some like maybe some other European countries. I don't know. The point is, I think what he's saying is, the government's got all this money and whatnot, and they're kind of almost like, trying to almost like put. I don't know. It's interesting. The biggest thing for me with Ren is like diving into his stuff is almost really difficult because he has such a complex mind, and the way that he sings, the way he raps, the way he writes his stuff is so appealing and interesting and so like realistic to like what's going on in the world. But he doesn't like go straight into it. He like jumps around and like adds different pieces to get to the point of his message, So it's like I always struggle with his stuff because his mind is so interesting and so complex, But I think that I kind of am on the right track. Let me just keep going though and see if I can kind of keep up here. Now I'm actually aware that I'm reacting. I probably should pay attention a little bit more now. See if I can actually give you guys something to come out of this. Anyways, let's keep going.
There's no left, there's no right, in the middle we sleep. Rain, 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 rain. A storm it comes our way. And those who rise through distorted lies, poison in the veins. But we'd like to point the blame, 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 blame. It's easier to blame, but point the mirror at ourselves. We're all part of this whole money game.
Okay, no more guitar.
This old money game.
all part of this money game. Interesting. So confused. What? So confused. I don't quite understand. Okay. Alright, let's talk about this, guys. So, I took a minute to kind of do a little bit of thinking here before I kind of do a little synopsis of what I think to kind of gather my thoughts and everything. So, it seems like from what I heard, he was really diving a lot into, almost like a lot of stuff that we see in the world, like that you almost consider to be like hypocrisies and stuff, a lot of the problems in the world that we have right now. And it's this interesting that we have this image of, him where he's almost kidnapped this guy and he's like kind of almost like torturing him, like forcing him to play guitar. And then it's like he took out the baseball bat like he was about to like beat the crap out of him, or whatnot. And then it's like, it looks like at one point he's like, he draws like eyes on the masked guy, and then he's like, he stabs like, looks like maybe like holes through the eyes or something like that, And then it's like he hits him with the bat at one point to like make him start playing again. So it's like he's almost kidnapped this poor guy and whatnot. And he's like, he's like singing, rapping about hypocrisy. And then he himself realizes, wait, I'm being a hypocrite myself by kidnapping this guy and almost like torturing him in a way. That's why in the end he takes a step back, I think, and he's like, if I'm a hypocrite, then I'm no better than what's happening in the rest of the world. And then for some reason that leads him to, instead of pouring gasoline on that guy and killing him, he pours gasoline on himself as if he's going to kill himself. So, which is really weird. I don't understand that aspect really. That's what it seems like to me. Because he was talking about like a lot of different things like, like, like we're all part of the money game, essentially. Where it's like, money is technically like, led as like on to be like money is greed, if you will. So if you'd say that we're all part of the money game, we're all part of this game of greed, and then him even tying in like the, different countries and saying like, even different countries go through that same greed, and whatnot. And we bring up, like, he brought up the idea of racism, like, we're all, we still face this problem with racism in our world today, but yet we all come from descendants of each other. So why is there racism still, like, it makes no sense. So I think it's like, it's interesting that he brings up so many different ideas of like hypocrisy in the world and like within people, but then it's almost like he has that imagery of like him being a hypocrite by kidnapping this guy, basically almost about to kill him and stuff or whatnot. I don't understand the idea of like, okay, instead of him killing this guy, he kills himself. like I said before, he has such a complex message to his songs, I should say. It's so difficult for me to break it down because there's so many different ways he could be going with it. I think that maybe be the geniusness behind him. Is there's so many different ways you can interpret his lyrics and so many different ways you can interpret a message from his songs that not one person is right or wrong, So yeah, but yeah, that's my attempt at trying to break down what I'm thinking. Of course, you guys are free to share whatever you think the message is here and whatnot, especially so I can kind of maybe go into money game number 2 with the right idea of like where he might be going with this. So as I go into 92, I might know, okay, this is what I need to be thinking about. I'll be going through this one, But yeah. But anyways, guys, that is all for me today. So thank you all for watching. Please take the time to like, subscribe, and make sure you click on that bell notification to be alerted whenever I start a group artist or new band in my channel. Besides that, you guys are awesome. I love you guys. And as always, bye.